Good morning, class 12th. Welcome to economics class. Students, in the last class, we have already finished chapter number 4. That is, we have completed one unit, that was demand. Children, from today onwards, we'll be starting up with the second unit, including chapter number 13 and 14. The name of the unit is Money and Banking. First of all, we'll talk about chapter number 13, that is money, and then later we'll talk about banking. Children, chapter number 4 is over and we are starting up with new unit, right? So we are starting with chapter number 13, that is money. Children, this topic money includes in detail explanation about money, about a short description about barter system, and then we have to talk about the functions of money, and then we'll be talking about money supply and its components in relation to India, right children? This topic is easy for you to learn, and through this medium, through e-learning process, I can easily explain you this chapter. So we'll be talking about this unit first, and the weightage of this unit in board examination is of 14 to 15 marks. So this is a very important unit, right children? So starting up with chapter number 13, that is money. Children, first of all, before starting the concept of money, we need to talk about barter system. I know you already know about barter system. So a brief introduction about barter system. Children, barter system is the system in which the trading of goods were done on behalf of goods. That is, trading of products and services from other product and services. This system is also known as commodity economy, right? Barter system is the simplest method of transaction in which no money is used, right? So it is a system which is deprived of money. It was a system, in fact, and it was deprived of money. There were many more disadvantages of this system. That's why money has been introduced in the economy. So children, in barter system, the main problem was to exactly measure the value of the product in lieu of product only. Suppose in the slide I have written, do you also think exchanging of good with the rich people is not easy task? It is just an illusion, but actually barter system allows exchange of goods and services irrespective of your living standard. So there were many more difficulties in the barter system. We were not able to decide that what should be given in lieu of what all things. So barter system was removed with money. When money was introduced, barter system was reduced and monetary system started. We all know about that whenever you want to buy any goods and services, you just pay money on behalf of that. So money plays a very dominating and a very important role in today's world. We can't assume even about barter system because that was really a difficult system. So monetary system, when money was introduced, that system is called monetary system. So monetary system was having many more advantages over the barter system. So monetary system was having many more advantages. We need not to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of barter system and monetary system. We just have to talk about in this chapter that what does money means or what money means exactly. We need to talk about the definition. So we'll be talking about the two definition of money, and the first was given by very famous economics, that is according to Professor Walker, and the second we need to learn about the definition of money given by Crowther, right children? So what money stands for? Walker said that money is what money does. Money is what money does. So money, what roles money plays is that only money. So that was a bit incomplete definition. So we'll be learning about the definition given by Professor Crowther. Professor Crowther has given a complete definition about money. So Crowther defines anything that is generally acceptable as a means of exchange and at the same time acts as a measure and store of value. Anything that is generally acceptable. Money is something which is generally acceptable. Suppose if you are making payment to someone in form of money, in form of cash, definitely they'll be accepting your payment, and as a means of exchange. It is as a very important means of exchange in lieu of which you can get any product, and at the same time it can measure the value of the commodities and it can easily be stored, right children? These all were the difficulties in barter system, but money has overcome all these difficulties, and including those points only, Professor Crowther has designed a wonderful definition of money, that is anything that is generally acceptable as a means of exchange and at the same time acts as a measure and store of value is known as money, right children? Now, we'll be talking about the second topic of this chapter, that is evolution of money, how money came. So, there were many stages. Firstly, there was barter system, then gold was introduced. From that gold, metal coins were made, then paper money came into transactions and paper money came into the economy, and then there was plastic cards, you know, debit card, credit card, etc. Now we are talking about electronic money, that is RTGS, NEFT, and then it is currency, that is we have many more online electronics accounts. So this was a evolution of money. We'll be talking about evolution of money in detail in this chapter. So children, there are different stages of money. Money has had several stages they have to pass on before it is emerged in the final form as we see it today. It has gone through the various stages. A study of history of the evolution of money is extremely interesting and meaningful. The principal stages in the development of money are given below. Number one, commodity money. Number two, then we got metallic money. Then paper money came into circulation. Then we talk about credit money, and the last is electronic money. Children, we need to talk about all these stages in detail. Many more short questions can be framed, and council usually asks questions from this topic. As I told you that the weightage of these two units, that is money and banking, is near about 14 to 15 marks. So these are very important chapters. So listen very carefully. We'll be talking about the first stage, that is commodity money. The first stage in the history of development of money was commodity money. Commodity money was a primitive form of money. Mind you, it's a primitive form of money. In ancient time, varied commodities were used as money at different places. The varied forms are shells, cowrie, animal, hides, leather, fur, food grains, tobacco, tea, salt, etc. The goods used as money were those goods which were used in their own right. However, all these goods have serious drawbacks. Most of these lacked standardization, and as they were not of consistent quality, some of them, such as cattle, were very bulky, involved high storage costs, were indivisible and suitable for large purchases only, and were not easily portable. Some of the commodities like tea and salt were easily divisible, but were of perishable nature. Right, perishable is something which gets spoiled very quickly and likely to deteriorate when stored. So commodity money was not that effective, and it is known as a primitive form of money. You can see in the slide also I mentioned, when different commodities were used as a medium of exchange, that was barter system, and mainly they were cow, goats, eggs, dried fishes, etc. were used as a medium of exchange, and it was not a successful form of money because they have feature of perishability. Right, children? I hope first stage is clear to you. Second stage, coming to second stage, that is metallic money. As a society progressed, precious metal like gold and silver basically were used as money. This was the stage of metallic money. Gold and silver as a metal money possessed various advantages. They were durable and capable of being divided into extremely small units. They were easy to carry about, and they were not bulky. They had the additional advantage of high and stable prices. They were easily recognized and generally accepted. Before the invention of coil of gold and silver had been weighed, the receiver of the silver and the gold as money in exchange for goods and services has to give them to satisfy as the weight and the fitness of metal. All this proved to be inconvenient and cumbersome. Everybody could not go through all this process that they give himself that the weight is equivalent to the transaction, or weight of fitness of the metal is correct. So these all proofs created a very inconvenient and a very cumbersome situation. So that's why metallic money was also not accepted. So children, when we talk about metallic money, basically metallic money is also divided into two categories, that is fully bodied and token money. Fully bodied, as I mentioned in the slide, whose face value is equal to the value of metal contained. Like what is written, the same quantity